Jackie.
The deal was final.
That's that. Dollface, what's going on? Good morning. Make sure you follow me on YouTube because I'm gonna stop streaming on TikTok pretty soon. Go follow me on YouTube, Dollface. Go to YouTube, search a Big Muscle Adventure and subscribe. I'm streaming on there right now. I'm gonna stop streaming on YouTube pretty soon, on TikTok pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? TikTok is bugging. I uploaded 3 videos this morning on TikTok, and they sat at 0 views for like 2 hours, so I deleted them. I've been telling you guys since the other day, go over YouTube and subscribe. See what I'm saying? TikTok has been sold to Trump's friend, and then I want you talking about Trump. You dig? Yeah, it's been sold to Trump's friend, TikTok. So they don't want nobody talking about Trump. So as soon as you upload in the video talking about the injustice that's going on in America, your videos get suppressed immediately. You dig? So get over to YouTube. I'm streaming on YouTube right now. All I'm doing is I'm cooking some oxtail today, rice and peas. That's what this stream is about. At least that's what it's supposed to be about. Yeah, get on YouTube, man. Don't mess with this platform called TikTok. It's owned by Donald Trump's friend. Three videos I uploaded on TikTok this morning. They sat at 0 views for like an hour and a half until I deleted them. See what I'm saying? So watch me on YouTube. Because pretty soon I won't be streaming on TikTok. I'm telling you. A lot of creators are quitting TikTok. I just saw one British creator, Dylan Page, who reports a lot of news and current events. Because TikTok is robbing him. That's why he quit TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Check this out, Dollface. Dylan Page has 18.2 million followers on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? If you have that amount of followers, you're expecting to get some type of payment when you're live streaming or when you post videos, right? They cut his RPM to about whatever he said, I don't know. The bottom line is he's not getting paid. Right? And then he started making little shit videos. Like he did current affairs and world events, news and shit like that. That's what Dylan Page did. Dylan Page, that's his name. He quit TikTok with 18.2 million followers. I went on his TikTok page. All I'm seeing is just some little shit videos of him just doing little bullshit. Like he just become a TikToker that just make random bullshit. But he's on YouTube now. Same thing I've been telling you guys forever. Get on to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Follow me over there. YouTube is less Trump friendly because Trump sued YouTube. So YouTube and Trump being too much of friends. You understand? So I think that's a better platform to post content on. What's your name on YouTube? Big Muscle Adventure. Big Muscle Adventure. That's my name on YouTube. The same logo. Same logo. Yeah, YouTube ain't too much Trump friendly. So if you get onto YouTube, you'll probably get more justice out of it. as far as the video views are concerned. And what they're pushing me to do is go hard. I'm gonna start going harder on these megas. I'm telling you. 3 videos. They're still loaded in my phone. I only got 3 videos right now queued up. Very educational and informative videos. They're queued up in my phone right now. Right? I woke up very early this morning. Okay. First, I had to research the videos, make sure the topics are correct about what I'm talking about. So I researched them last night up until this morning. Alright, I made the 3 videos early this morning. And as soon as I post the videos on TikTok, they just sat there and did 0 views for like an hour and a half. For like 1.5 hours, all my videos sat at 0 views on TikTok. It happened this morning. I delete all 3 of them. Normally my videos on TikTok, soon I post them, within like 2-3 minutes, they're like 200, 300, 500 views. Within 2-3 seconds. You understand? So what it's telling me is that TikTok is suppressing my videos. Okay, it's not even moving off 0 views. Okay, here's this TikTok live. They're not pushing out the live to nobody. See what I'm saying? Why? Because you talk about Donald Trump and point out the shit that he's doing. You understand? And you hear a lot of creators talking about this. You think it's a joke? It's serious. Straight up. Now, I mean, you talk about Trump dusty ass, and that's what they do. Restrict your live, restrict your videos. Okay, let's get into this oxtail. This is the oxtail already seasoned overnight. We're gonna shake off these green seasonings and get it to a brown. We're gonna brown it, okay? Yeah, that's it. Straight up. And shake off the green seasonings. Leave them in the bowl. We're gonna brown it. All the onions and all that stuff that's on there, shake them off. We're gonna get it to a brown. Right now, I'm gonna teach you how to make this oxtail, okay? And then I'm gonna save this live video on YouTube, and you can always go back and watch how I cook this oxtail. So get off all these green seasons off of it. Yeah, that's what they're forcing me to do, to go more hard on that. You know what I'm saying? They want people to quit. That's what they're doing. Yeah, they want everybody to quit like Dylan Page. But he's on YouTube now. And I'm going to be on YouTube forever. Talking about Donald Trump, his dusty ass. You know what I'm saying? And what ICE is doing in the streets of America. Killing innocent people. Like they just killed Alex Pretty. Murdered him. They just murdered Alex Pretty in Minnesota. Minneapolis. Yesterday. Alright, this happened January 24th, 2023, 2026. Yes, yesterday. On January 7th, they murdered Renee Nicole Good. Okay? So that's 2 people that ICE murdered within the month of January in Minnesota. 2 people murdered by ICE. Alex Good, who was murdered yesterday, publicly executed, right, is an ICU registered nurse that works at the Veterans Affairs, taking care of America's veterans. Was recording with a cell phone. These videos are all over TikTok, by the way, on YouTube. Recording with a cell phone, walking about this business. Okay? When it was tackled by about 7 Icemen. Right? Tackled by about 7 Icemen. One of the Icemen disarmed him, and then the other shot and killed him, about 11 shots. He died instantly. You know what I'm saying? Now, ISIS said, if you record them on videotape, you're a domestic terrorist. If you protest against them, you're a domestic terrorist. So everything you do in regards to ICE, you're a domestic terrorist. What does that mean? Well, what it means is they don't want to be held accountable for nothing. That's what it means. So they're the judge, jury, and prosecutor in dealing with people's life, right? And this is a direct attack on free speech. So ICE isn't only attacking free speech. What it means is that they want to be in control of the executive, legislature, and judicial branch. That's what they're doing. So they block out local law enforcement, like the Minnesota Police Department. They can't get to investigate these crimes that ICE is doing in Minnesota because they're blocked out of it. ICE blocks them out. You understand? ICE is the judge, jury, and the prosecutor. They're the judge, jury, and the prosecutor. You understand? Okay, so this is our green seasonings. We're going to use this for gravy. So we could just put it in the refrigerator in the meantime while we brown the rest of the oxtail, right? So let's get back to ICE. ICE is playing judge, jury, and prosecutor. Okay? Judge, jury, and prosecutor. They killed Alex Pretty. Killed him. Publicly executed this guy. They want nobody to say nothing about it. They don't want to be recorded. They don't want to be videotaped. No nothing, right? This is the danger you're living in America today. It's dangerous. You understand? The young man fell to the ground. He's 37 years old. He fell to the ground. He was tackled by about 7 ICE agents. About 7 ICE agents tackled him to the ground. One of them disarmed him, took his firearm. Remember, Minnesota is an open state, open carry state. On top of that, it is confirmed by law enforcement in Minnesota that Alex Pretty had a firearm license. That means he was licensed to carry a firearm. You get what I'm saying? If you look at the video, he didn't pull his firearm. He didn't do any of that. All he had was recording was a cell phone. So a man died, lost his life in America for free speech. Because that's what it comes down to. If you're a law enforcement operating in the public, yes, you can be recorded. There's nothing to say you shouldn't be recorded. You can be recorded if you're a federal agent operating in a public space. You can be recorded. You understand? But what ICE is doing is making up their own rule, telling people that they shouldn't record ICE. And if you record ICE, you're labeled as a domestic terrorist. According to Christino. You see? Let me tell you something. You guys, you have a very long day coming up. I'm telling you. Very long day. When this MAGA regime leaves office, You're gonna blend this dry coconut. When this MAGA regime leaves office, you have a long day in court. I promise you will. A long ass day. You're gonna have it in court. Okay, that's just a fact of life. You sure will. So what it means is that if you are a licensed firearm, if you're licensed to carry a firearm, you got to be careful if you're around ICE, because guess what? ICE can see you on the streets, disarm you, take your firearm, murder you, and they could say that you had a gun. That's what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to. So this is where America is at today. We're a law-abiding citizen. This man has no criminal record, no nothing. A law-abiding citizen. Right? That's it. Get over to YouTube. I'm going to turn off TikTok. I'm going to turn TikTok off. So get over to YouTube. Those of you who are watching on TikTok, get over to YouTube. I'm going to turn TikTok off because this shit is broken as hell. Okay, so now, like I was saying, the man doesn't have a criminal record. Alex Pretty. Right? But yet still, he was pushed to the ground. Right? Eyewitnesses said he was helping a lady who was pepper sprayed. That's what the witnesses say. He was helping a lady who was pepper sprayed. And of course, most nurses are more inclined to help people in a time of need, of sickness, or whatever. So apparently that's what he did. The man was disarmed and murdered by ICE. On camera. That's it. Disarmed and murdered by ICE. You understand? So there you go. Yeah, we're gonna blend this dry coconut to put in our rice and peas. That's all we're gonna do with this. And this oxtail is coming to a brown, slowly but surely. Keep turning it. So what you're doing with your oxtail is making sure all the sides come to a brown. To a nice brown. Okay, you notice how this side is brown and these sides aren't? Okay, so we want the brown on all the sides. So we're just going to keep flipping it. That's what we're doing. In the meantime, in between time, Yeah, we're gonna stay on YouTube, man. We're gonna be over here until TikTok get their act right, which will probably be never, as far as Donald Trump is concerned, right? Because they don't want people talking the truth. They don't want the truth out about MAGA and what they're doing. See? That's the bottom line. Dollface, what's going on? We're gonna be over here. We're gonna stay over here. And I'm gonna pin that video on TikTok so people could know that, look, I'm not over there right now. Just come over to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm gonna blend this dry coconut. Put this in our blender. We're gonna blend it. All we need is the coconut milk. Out of this coconut. That's all we need to put into our rice and peas. Cut it up. This is a dry coconut, right? You just keep flipping your oxtail until all the sides become brown. That is it. Now we're going to extract our coconut milk. And we're going to strain it. Need this coconut milk for your rice and peas. Blend it. that's where we at with it. Now we'll get this coconut milk. We just need the milk. See that? That's your coconut milk. And that's what we're going to put in our rice and peas. Coconut milk. This is what makes your rice and peas get that rich flavor. It's the coconut milk. Strain it, blend it, strain it. Or you could grate it if you have time. I don't have time today. I usually grate it. Today I blend it. Meanwhile, the oxtail is being browned. I'm going to check on it in a second, but we're going to pour this coconut milk in our pot that has our red peas in there. You know what I'm saying? Throw the trash out. Here's your coconut milk. I'm going to put it in the pot. Let it cook. Let it cook in that peas. The dry coconut. Your coconut milk is what makes your rice and peas rich. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like I said, guys, this is where we're going to be. Because TikTok is playing. And we're going to be over here. Alright? TikTok is holding back videos. This morning I posted 3 videos that sat at 0 views for like an hour and a half until I deleted all of them off of TikTok. And this is, I'm going to be on YouTube posting my political content on YouTube until it picks up. You know what I'm saying? Because TikTok don't change. I'm not going back. I'm not going to be back over there. That's it. Trump friends to control of TikTok. Donald Trump friends. They took control of TikTok on the 22nd of January. So because of that, anything that is in regards to Donald Trump, they don't want to push those videos. I'm telling you, it happened to me this morning. I still got the 3 videos queued up in my phone. I still have the 3 videos queued up. I deleted all 3 of them because I'm like, okay, what's the point if they're not going to get views? Let's check on this oxtail. You see it's coming to a brown? We want all the sides to be brown. This is not brown on that side right there. We're going to keep spinning it. They don't want nobody to talk about the murder of Alex Pretty. They don't want nobody talking about it. You know what I'm saying? ICE, Donald Trump, Kristi Noem, all these people. That's the second person they murdered since it's here in Minnesota. And I have a strong feeling that they're trying to do something in regards to the midterm elections. I have a strong feeling that they're trying to do something because Trump have said that he don't want the midterms. You know what I'm saying? So they're provoking Minnesotans. They're provoking Minnesotans and pushing them to the edge to where they're protesting and doing all this shit. Then they said, okay, we're going to get troops ready. 1,500 military troops. Right? They're putting troops on high alert. Why are they putting troops in high alert? Why are they provoking Minnesotans and at the same time murdering people in Minnesota, and then they put the U.S. military in high alerts? Don't you see the trap? It's a booby trap. They know they're going to go and lose this midterm election. They're going to lose big time. They're going to be the House minority. They know that. Donald Trump knows that. Because his report card ain't that great. His report card ain't that great. Literally full of shit. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they know that. His report card ain't that great. Right? And all the people who support him and support ICE and all this other stupid shit, they will be voted out. Okay, they're going to be minority in the House. They're not going to control the House after this 2026 midterms. It's a wrap. Okay, they know that. So I have a strong, suspicious feeling about why they're provoking people in Minnesota. And they're at the same time, they constantly talk about the Insurrection Act. Okay? Remember, everything happening in Minnesota was started by who? Donald Trump started everything in Minnesota. He started with Ilhan Omar. Start questioning her nationality, saying that she's not an American citizen, she married to her brother. He started doing all that. After that, he said he hates Somalis, nationals. Their country's a shithole place. Right? After that, he said they're fraudsters. Then he sent investigators to investigate them in Minnesota. Remember? He sure did. And it's all documented on the internet. Right? After he called them fraudsters, here comes this little racist ass YouTuber, Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley went to Minnesota, knocking door to door at daycares owned by Somali nationals, which tells me that he's a racist because he's singled out Somali nationals, right? And say they were collecting government money and don't have kids in a daycare. You understand? Yes. What happened after that? Nicole Renee Good got murdered. What happened after that? They sent in more ICE to terrorize Minnesotans. What happened after that? Alex Pretty, an ICU nurse, 37 years old, worked at the VA, got murdered yesterday. So Donald Trump started this entire thing in Minnesota because he doesn't like Governor Tim Walz. He doesn't like Governor Tim Walz. Right? He does not like Governor Tim Walz. And he's giving that guy pure hell. He's giving Tim Walz hell. You understand? While Americans die in the street of Minnesota for no real reason. They're being murdered. Americans are being murdered in the streets of Minnesota right? And what does Donald Trump and Kristi Noem do? They label them as domestic terrorists. Can you imagine that bullshit? They label them as domestic terrorists. Why? Because they're recording ICE. So if you're recording ICE, or you're at a protest, right? Are you at a protest recording ICE, or you're helping somebody? If you're helping somebody that ICE pepper sprayed and their eyes got burnt, okay, now you're a domestic terrorist. If you have a license to carry a firearm, stay away from ICE protests. You saw clearly on the video where they took that firearm from Alex. You saw that. They took his firearm away. He has a permit to carry, according to sources. They took his firearm and murdered him laying on the ground. He's never been a threat to them the whole time. Understand? Alex Pretty was not a threat. How can 7 guys pin down one man and that man is still a threat? On top of that, they took his firearm away. He doesn't have a criminal record, background, squeaky clean guy, right? He has neighbors who could vouch for him, all that. And yet still, Trump posted a firearm and be like, oh, here's the gun we took off the gunman. Here's the weapon the gunman had. He's not a gunman. He's an ICU nurse that works for Veterans of America. That's it. So Kristi Noem and Trump could paint whatever they want to paint, say whatever they want to say. What we do know is what we see. We saw what happened. So no matter what they say, we know what happened. And I'm very happy that people were able to record these things. Understand? Now, I want to borrow your imagination for a while. Remember, these 2 people they kill are 2 white people. A white Renee Nicole Good is a white woman, right? Alex Pretty is a white man. They're killing white people. What do you think they'll do to people of color who are non-white? Do you think you stand a chance out there? Non-white people. Do you think you stand a chance in these protests? Or out there dealing with ICE? They're killing white people. That by itself should teach you something. As a black person, a person of color, or a non-white individual. If they're killing white people at will, publicly executing them in the streets of America, what do you think they're going to do to you, a person of color? In broad daylight, they disarmed the man and then shot and killed him. Okay? And America keeps on going as if it's nothing. You see? Let's check our OXTAIL. Okay, you see the way this oxtail is brown? On all the sides. We want all the pieces the same way to get this brown. Okay, this side need a little bit more brown right there. Here is good enough for brown. Right, we're gonna brown it. all the way around. We're almost there. So all the pieces that's brown already, we put them in this spot because we're going to cook it down in this spot. You know what I'm saying? You could cook it down in this spot. You ain't got to switch spots. That's just the way I like to cook it. I'll cook it in this spot. So I'm just doing the browning in this spot. Okay? See this? This is perfect. All the sides are brown, okay? You just fry it up until all the sides are brown. That's perfect right there. Keep flipping it. All of this madness that ICE is doing out in the streets of America, it has to stop, whether they like it or not. And all these ICE agents who are committing these crimes in America, you're going to go to jail. You will. Donald Trump won't be here forever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Trump ain't going to be here forever, so you will go to jail. The sad thing to me is this. There are people in prison who are doing life without the possibility of parole right now in America. All because they could not afford a good attorney. They didn't have enough money for a good attorney. Right? And a lot of their cases are self-defense cases that their attorneys weren't able to prove. You understand? And they're doing life in prison right now. How can it be right that ICE can go around in America, gun down people in broad daylight, murder people, publicly execute people in broad daylight, and get away with it? It's not happening. They gotta be held accountable. Have to. Yeah, they have to be held accountable, man. The bottom line is, Alex Pretty and Renee Good did not deserve to die. They didn't deserve that brutal murder. You understand? They were killed brutally by ICE. They didn't deserve to die that way. That's the bottom line. Okay, so this is nicely brown. All the sides are brown, as you can see. Right? It's brown. See this piece? Nicely brown also. I'm going to put it to the side over here. Right, so you brown this oxtail. You see how it is? Looks brown on all sides. You keep flipping it. See that? Nice and brown. Put on this right here. Okay, so now that all our pieces are brown, what's the next step? See that oil? That's what we're browning it. We don't want this oil. You know what I'm saying? Pour this. We don't want that oil. We're gonna clean up that pot. This is the pot we're going to cook them in. Put it on the stove. And then put some water in there. What we're going to do now is a very important step. This is the longest step. We're going to cook it down until it becomes soft. We're going to cook it down. This probably could take an hour and a half. All depends. You know, beef is not easy to cook. So we're going to cook it down. All you need is water for now. You just need water, okay? That's it. Pour that water on top of it. Put it in the pot. We're going to cook it down. This is the softening phase of the oxtail. This is where you get it soft. Okay, you soften it in this phase right here. I'm teaching you the way you make it in we make it in Jamaica. This is how we make it. So that's the softening phase. This is the phase that gets it so soft that it falls off the bone. So if you don't want it falling off the bone completely, you got to watch it carefully in this phase right here. Probably going to take an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. It takes a while, okay? Just in case you want to learn how to get it falling off the bone by cooking it, this is out. This is where that whole tendernism came from. A guy on TikTok talk about tendernism. This is where it comes from. The softens face. Okay? Tenderize it. This is how you tenderize your oxtail. And you clean while you go. Clean your kitchen while you go, okay? Clean while you go. Wash up while you go. So when you're finished cooking, you don't have too much work. We're going to check on this rice and peas. Well, the peas for now, because we haven't put the rice in there yet. So the peas needs to be cooked a little bit more. Alright, we're just gonna let it keep cooking and let that steam get away because we got too much water in there already. In the meantime, we can start cleaning up this pot that we brown our oxtail in. Yeah, we'll start cleaning up this pot right here. Oxtail is not hard to make. It takes a lot of time, so if you want it done right, you got to plan to make it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a meal that you just wake up and be like, yeah, I'm just going to do this right now. It's not going to come out right. You got to plan your oxtail. Plan a day, time that you got to cook it. If you want it done right. If not, you're just going to have a whatever oxtail meal. You know? It takes time to do it right. And that's one of the next reasons why it's so expensive when you go to buy it at a restaurant. Because it takes a lot of time to do it right. Beef isn't the softest thing. Beef isn't like chicken. It takes a while to cook. You see? That's just it. Yeah, but the politics in America is a dirty game today. Like, it's nasty. And it pains my heart to see innocent, everyday people losing their lives because of ICE and the MAGA philosophy and regime. It's very disturbing, it's very sickening, okay? And it goes against everything that America stood for. Everything. That's where America is today. All these killing and the taking of innocent life and law-abiding citizens goes against everything that America stands for. Like, nobody could give me a good reason why Renee Good and Alex Pretty was killed. Like, what's the reason for their death? We clearly see it on the video. You see what I'm saying? And with that being said, just use your imagination and think about what black people went through in America years ago when there was no cell phones. Just think about it. Just think about it. Just think about what I'm trying to tell you. Think about what black folks went through in America years ago without cell phones. And there were no cameras and no nothing. It's just your word against mine. That's the danger you're playing with. This is not society. I'm going to put this stove on medium with the oxtail with it. Stove with the oxtail, put it on medium. So you start, cook down slowly. This is not society where people disguised as federal agents could just come out in the streets, murder people on camera, and just go to their bed at night and sleep as if nothing happened. And then their boss come out and tell you that the person that they killed is a domestic terrorist. When you clearly see that Renee Nicole Good was trying to get away in her car. She was trying to drive away. And we clearly see that Alex Pretty, an ICU nurse who was murdered yesterday, was on the ground. Right? He got disarmed. And they shot and killed that man. 10, 11 times. I think he got 11 shots. He died for no reason, no real reason. Then ICE is trying to make a statement. And Christian Nolan is defending this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But what I learned from the governor of Illinois is that there are a team out there who are taking account of all the things these people do. And as soon as Trump leaves office, they're going to prison. He got a team of retired judges. I heard it from I heard it on TikTok from the governor of Illinois. You get what I'm saying? That they put together a team of retired judges, right? And as soon as Trump leaves office, they can't prosecute these people right now because of the clause where Trump has more power because he's president than the state governor. So because of that clause, they can't prosecute these people. But as soon as Trump leaves office, they're all getting prosecuted under law, the fullest extent of the law. Okay? So all these little ICE agents, okay, who are everyday Americans, these ICE agents are everyday Americans, everyday regular people. You won't have no defense once Trump's leave. Tell you that now. You will have no defense, and you will be doing time. That's it. Once Trump leaves, you're gonna be incarcerated. You're gonna be locked up. You're gonna be doing time. What do you think? Trump is forever? Nah, baby. Trump ain't forever. Donald Trump was placed in office by racist and xenophobic Americans. They placed him in office. Right? Including people in Minnesota who voted for Trump. People in the Somali community voted for Trump. You understand? A lot of them voted for Trump. And look what he's doing. He's destroying Minnesota with ICE. And at his directive and supervision, innocent people are getting murdered. That's where we at. Da, 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 da. Okay, so now our oxtail is being cooked down, right? I'm gonna show you inside the pot. Hey, from Bangladesh. How you doing, Bangladesh? I'm gonna show you inside the pot, right? And I'm gonna explain to you the reason why. You're gonna see the reason why we leave these. Okay, so that's okay. So here's inside the pot. Take a look inside this pot, right? Already, you can see that our oxtail is already at that brown. Remember that brown that we did earlier? This is where your oxtail is now. You see? It's already brown. That's the whole reason why we brown it. So it's going to be in this water, and it's going to be cooked down for about an hour or more. You know what I'm saying? Let it stay there on medium. Put your fire on medium and let it cook down for like an hour or more, hour and a half or so. You understand? This is where it's going to tenderize. This is the tenderizing phase of your oxtail. This is tenderizing your oxtail. Right? This is where you tenderize it. This is the falling off the bone phase. Right? That's where it gets to fall off the bone. The longer you make it cook like that, the easier it's going to be to fall off the bone. That's it. So you're tenderizing it. And we're going to get our rice ready. Get the rice ready for the rice. We're going to wash this rice. Because we're probably going to pour it in that rice and peas, in that peas pretty soon. Wash this rice. And remember, the oxtail, we're going to put this butter bean in the oxtail also, okay? You can use any butter bean you like. Yeah, but we're going to put this butter bean in it when it's close to finished cooking. So all the green seasonings that we use to marinate that oxtail in overnight, right? Says looks delicious. All the green seasonings we use to marinate it overnight. Guess what? We're going to pour those green seasonings in it when it's finished tenderizing. It's going to take a minute. So when we finish tenderizing it, all those green seasonings, we're going to pour it in there and let it cook up. And that's when we're going to put this butter bean in there. Okay, when it's close to being done. Yeah. And 11:51. So about 12:51 or so, it should be cooked. Or about, 1 o'clock, somewhere there about. Okay. Should be nice to cook. Now, there's a lot of people who want to come to the World Cup. FIFA World Cup 2026 in America, right? If you have any plans to come to America for the FIFA 2026 World Cup, my best advice to you would be to go look at those videos of Renee Nicole Good being murdered in Minnesota and Alex Pretty was murdered yesterday, and make your decision based on that. Okay? Which one is worth more to you? A World Cup match in the United States or your life? Which one values more to you? It could come down to it. Yeah, it could come down to it. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm done with this live stream, I'm going to save the live stream so you can always come back and watch the video on YouTube to see how the oxtail is cooked, okay? It's going to be saved over there. I'm going to save the video. So what we have now is too much water. In our rice and peas, we're going to take some out of it. We had too much water in the rice and the peas, okay? So we had to take some. Remember we put that coconut milk. We blended that coconut milk in there. Alright, so now we washed our rice. We're gonna put some rice in there. Corvus 26, how you doing today? So this is our rice. We're gonna pour the rice in the peas. Then we're gonna season it. After getting that rice in that pot, our next step is to season that rice. We're gonna season that rice. Okay, we already got salt in there. We're gonna put some garlic powder in there. Okay, here's garlic powder. We're gonna put some in that rice, a little bit, okay? Oh, you just don't care. A little bit in there, boom. Some onion powder, a little bit. Next step is some pimento seeds. We put some pimento seeds. We're gonna put some thyme. This sounding good. Yeah, we're gonna put some thyme in there. These green onions will be in there. Okay, wash this thyme. Washed our thyme. Here's thyme. We're gonna put thyme in there. Boom, goes in the rice. Okay, we're seasoning the rice, okay? Put some more green onions. We're gonna wash up these green onions. We're gonna put a pepper in this rice also. Alright, we're gonna put a pepper in there. This sounding good. Here's a pepper. Let's throw it in the spot with the rice. Boom. Let's clean up this these green onions that we're also gonna put in there. Rice and peas. We're gonna let it cook down with these green onions. Already got thyme in there, pimento seeds. All right, for nice flavoring. Clean this up. Okay. We're gonna beat this up. So green onions, beat it up, put it in the pot. Green onions goes in the pot, okay? Boom. I'm gonna give you a peek in the pot so you can see what's going on in the pot with the rice and the peas. I'm gonna let you see inside this pot, okay? Here you go. There's your rice and peas. See, your rice is gonna start to swell, right? It's gonna start to swell pretty soon. Here's the pepper. Here's the thyme. The pimento seeds are here. Okay, and that's your green onion. This is garlic. Okay, so this is how your rice and this is how you make rice and peas. This is your coconut milk. You see this water right here? That's a coconut milk that I blended earlier. The dry coconut. So all we're gonna do now is put this stove on medium, or just a little bit below medium. Then we're gonna cover it and let it steam. Let the rice steam. Okay, let's check on our oxtail. Still coming to a tenderizing our oxtail is gonna be there for a while. It's already brown. We browned it. Alright. And for those who didn't see how we browned the oxtail, like I said, this video would be left on YouTube. So you can get in this live stream and you could go watch it of how we did it. After this stream is over with. It will be saved on YouTube, okay? Entire step. How I season the oxtail and what I use to season the oxtail, it's also on my live feeds. Go get into my live postings on YouTube and you'll see what I use to season the oxtail. You dig? That's it. And of course, we're going to clean up as we go. Clean up as we go. So that when we're done, we don't have too much work. That's the way you do it. Clean up as we go. Turn the beat around. People use all different types of stuff to season their oxtail. I'm showing you how Jamaicans do it and why a lot of people love Jamaican oxtail. I'm showing you how we do it. That's how we do it. You can do the same thing. It just requires a little bit of time. Little bit of time. Turn the beat around. Yeah, a lot of TikTokers are quitting TikTok, man. I may quit them too. I probably will quit TikTok. You understand? Yeah, I probably will quit their asses. The dumb asses. They're full of shit. That's why the land page quit TikTok. When they're not robbing us coins They're suppressing his videos. How did you think it was gonna go? When it's owned by Trump's friends. You know what I'm saying? You should have been expecting this shit. TikTok is partially owned by Donald Trump's friends. How do you think it's gonna go? Birds of a feather flock together. If Trump is this way, more than likely his friends are the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so don't give a damn. Remember, these are people who believe in slavery. You know what I'm saying? They believe in slavery. Like they have a strong philosophy in slavery. In a sense, if they could get you work for free, why not? You see? They wouldn't mind they could have you working for free. They would love that. While they get rich with their kids, wives and family, husbands, nephews, whatever, get rich. And you stay poor like a dog, making content every day, posting on their platform that you cannot make a dime out of. You can't call nobody and ask them about it. There's nobody to talk to, no nothing. You understand what I'm saying? You know how many people turn TikTok into their livelihood? A lot of people turn TikTok into like money. That's their livelihood, like their everyday cash is TikTok. Right? Until TikTok took their accounts away, demonetized their shit, all types of bullshit. Okay? Okay, we're gonna put some butter in this rice. I'm gonna put some butter in there. Yeah, that's what they did. You see? Turn the beat around. Put some butter in this rice. Okay, that's enough butter. Turn this fire down a little bit low. Da 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 da. Yeah, that shit is broken, man. That's it. TikTok is broken. She got the move like Jagger. Okay, need to snack on something. You got the move like Jagger. Da-da-da-da.
I'll be home. All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Good.
The closer I get to you, the more you make me feel brand new. By giving you all I've got.
I'm gonna show you inside the pot. Right? This oxtail is not a rush. I know a lot of you people just like quick stuff, fast, this, that, whatever. There's no rush in cooking oxtail. No rush. So if you're in a rush, leave oxtail alone and go buy it somewhere. If you're in a rush, don't rush to cook this meat. It's not gonna come out good. Take your time. Okay, I'm gonna show you the rice and peas, how it's coming along. I'm gonna show you the rice and peas, okay? So that's your rice and peas right there. You show it's coming along. I needed to all the steam to come up out of it. I want it to be dry some more. I need it to be shelly rice. Alright, so that's your rice and peas. That's your pepper right there. That's your hot pepper. Normally put green pepper in. I don't have green ones, so I use what I have. That's just your green onions and your thyme. That's your thyme right there. Red kidney beans, people call them kidney beans, I call them red peas. And that's your rice. Let it dry out. Steam. Now let's check on this oxtail. See that? This is your oxtail right here. It's been cooking for like 20-30 minutes right now, non-stop. Still tough. Okay, you stick it with a fork, it's still tough. Right? You're gonna know when it starts to tenderize. When it starts to tenderize, you could juke it with a fork and just peel it off the bone. But what you should do in the meantime is keep flipping it. Like this. You keep flipping it. We're not ready to add the seasonings yet. Remember, this is beef. Yeah, we're not ready to add the seasonings. We're just tenderizing it right now. So we put it on a medium, and just cook it slowly. Just tenderizing, no rush. If you're in a rush, don't cook this meat. Don't try to cook oxtail if you're in a rush, okay? You need to have time on your hands and make time to cook it so you can have a good meal. That's it. If you just wake up and be like, okay, I just want some oxtail, go buy it. Go buy it at a restaurant instead of cooking it. You'll enjoy it more. Find a good restaurant, because some of them are crappy. A lot of these restaurants are crappy that makes oxtail. You know, they're crappy restaurants. So if you find a good restaurant that makes these oxtail, yeah, go buy it. But don't never rush and cook this meat, man. That's why a lot of people mess it up. They mess it up because they're in such a rush and a hurry, and they think it's a 20-minute meal. It's not a 20-minute meal. Oxtail could take you like 2.5 hours to cook right. It really can. I'm saying that's why I prefer doing it on a Sunday when I do have the time to make this oxtail. Sundays are best. And I'll be cooking it again in the oven. I'm going to make it in the oven one of these days so you can see how to do it in the oven. You get what I'm saying? With mac and cheese. Oxtail and mac and cheese. I'm going to make it in the oven. Show you. Delicious. And nutritious, okay? Da 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 da. Da. Check on this rice. Okay, this meat is getting soft. I can feel it getting soft. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add all these green seasonings. See all these green seasonings that was in there, that got it marinated? Everything is gonna go in there. Put all these green seasonings in there. Let it cook in. Just pour it in the pot. You see it? All of these onions and thyme and all this other stuff. Now I'm going to put them in there. It's almost 3/4 ways tenderized. So now they go in the pot so they can cook into the meat. And this is how you're going to get this flavor in this meat. Okay? All these seasonings that was sitting in last night, getting marinated. Was getting marinated in these seasons. Use the same seasonings, put on top of it. Alright? You're gonna cook it down. A little bit of water. The people who like fast food, this is not a fast meal. No fast nothing over here. You gotta give this meat time to cook. Okay, time to cook. If you want it done right, give it time to cook. That's the way you do oxtail. Okay, so let me give you a peek of what I just put in there. All the stuff that I just put in there are the seasonings that it was being marinated in last night. So now all I'm gonna do is let it cook down. Alright? It's tenderizing as we speak. It's being tenderized as we speak. You know what I'm saying? It's coming to a softer boil. So let it cook down. And then when it's cooked down, you'll see the results. Okay? You're gonna see how soft it gets. Just give it time. Give it time. Give it time. No rush. This is oxtail. That's the reason why it's so expensive at the stores. When you buy it at a restaurant, it's expensive because it takes a long time to cook. We're going to put this in there. We only have about 10-15 minutes left. Butter beans. Rice and peas is almost done. here. Sta da 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 da